to a Fireside Chat with Zany Mystic. Join us now on another exciting metaphysical journey. Relax, tune in, drop out, and take a seat by the fire as we explore new realms and possibilities. This is Magenta Pixie. You can find me at magentapixie.weebly.com. But now, here is Zany Mystic and guest. Enjoy the show.
Greetings, and welcome to a Fireside Chat with Zany Mystic. I'm your host, Lance White. Tonight, my guest is Dr. David Shea. The law of attraction fascinated David since he was a child. He has studied this theory that goes back more than 100 years and has read all the major books on the subject. While teaching the law of attraction to others, he developed a simple, easy-to-understand, step-by-step approach. After realizing that none of the books written on the law of attraction, including recent bestsellers, made the theory understandable or made it easy to apply, he decided to do exactly that in his new book, The Total Law of Attraction. The author has personally applied the law of attraction in his own life to achieve goals he otherwise would not have reached, such as selling his oceanfront condo at a gain in a badly depressed real estate market, and being admitted to a dental school directly from a community college. Dr. Shea has lectured on the law of attraction at Cape Canaveral for space aeronautic workers and at other locations. An avid reader, Dr. Shea also enjoys working out in the gym and spending time with his wife, who is currently pursuing an MBA degree. He earned his Doctor of Dental Surgery in 2001 from the University of Illinois, Chicago, and has a private practice in Cocoa Beach, Florida. He lives in Vieira, Florida, and was born in I'm terrible. This is going to be terrible. You're going to have to correct me on this one. Taipei, Taiwan, and raised in the United States. So let's welcome David to the show now and find out more. You can go to his website while we're on, and that is totallawofattraction.com. Hi, David. How are you?
Hi, Lance. How you doing?
I'm okay. How do you pronounce where you were born?
Yeah, it's actually the capital of the country of Taiwan, Taipei.
Taipei. Yes. I don't know why I stumbled over that. I mean, I know this, and well, you know, sometimes you slip up, but I appreciate that. Well, congratulations on your new book, first of all.
Thank you.
When did you first become involved with the law of attraction?
This sounds kind of a little odd, but I was kind of always interested since I was probably a child, and in terms of age, I would have to say something probably right around 11 years old.
Wow. And how did that come about? I mean, were you aware of the law, or were you just curious about how people make things happen?
Well, it comes from a variety of factors, and one of the things is, you know, when we were younger, we didn't have much, you know, as I was growing up, and so I always wanted to think about ways of how, you know, I can improve my circumstances, and so I go to the library and I would go into sections of the books that talk about success and empowerment, and things of the sort, and books like The Law of Attraction, or you didn't call it the Law of Attraction. The term Law of Attraction has only gotten more popular in recent years, but back then it was more such as like manifesting or manifestation of your desires and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, just when I started reading books upon that, that's when I started to build my knowledge, you know, up to the present day.
Wow. What did you find was missing from most of the presentations and the popular DVD that's out on this subject?
Well, if you go to Amazon and you type in Law of Attraction, as I was told, you'll get about 797 books on supposedly the Law of Attraction. Now, that's a lot of books. That's almost 800 books on the Law of Attraction.
Wow.
Now, with there being that many books, you would think that there wouldn't really be any more information that you can really get on it. But after going through most of these books, it's kind of like, I would say 99% are just rehashing the same information that the other person said, but just in a different manner.
Right, right.
Yeah, and so, and I still come across people, you know, I give seminars, they're like, oh, I read all the main books, but I'm just confused still. So after going through, and just kind of observing people and asking what the common questions were that was holding them up, that's kind of the foundation for my book. I just kind of cover just everything, but leaving it in a very simple manner. I mean, if you go through most of the books, it's kind of like they give you a lot of roundabout theories, and it's, it seems overly complex. So what I'm, really made the effort to do was to try to simplify all these complicated, science, the complicated science behind it, the steps behind it, the practical steps behind it, and, and the common confusion people have about it, and kind of just put into one very practical and simplistic book.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Now, what were some of the common themes that people were complaining about as far as where they were getting stuck with the law of attraction?
Well, one of the biggest things about the law of attraction that's kind of confusing people is that over the last 100 years, all the books that have been written on this subject, it always comes back to what you think about is what you get. Your thoughts create your reality. Thoughts do this, thoughts do that. Everything comes back to thoughts. Now, supposedly, if you think bad thoughts, you'll get bad things. If you think good thoughts, you think you get good things. That's kind of pretty common knowledge by now, I think, to a lot of people that have studied self-help books.
Right.
Well, one of the things that I really wanted to, correct on this issue is, while thoughts play their part in attracting what you want, even more important and more powerful than thoughts is your state of emotions at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not so much what you attract as, from what you think. It's more what you're feeling at any given moment. It's the emotions that you attach to any of your thoughts is what gives it the fuel to manifest into reality.
Ah.
Because we can have, I don't know where I got this statistic from, but supposedly it's been said that we have close to 60,000 thoughts a day.
Mm.
Now, if that was true, supposedly thoughts create our reality, as what's commonly taught, I should have about 60,000 things manifest into my life.
Right.
And we all know that just doesn't happen with anybody. Right. So we find out that if you understand the concept that it's your emotions that have a lot more power behind manifesting, then you realize that in your day-to-day activities, the things that seem to manifest into your life are the specific thoughts that have a great deal of emotion associated with it.
Oh.
So if you wanted that new house or that new car or something, what was it that made you get it? It wasn't just that you had the thought of it. Yes, when you started out, you had the thought about it. But it's when you had that emotion associated with wanting that car, that new car, or that new house that you saw on the real estate listings or something like that, is what drove you to take action to go get it.
Well, it's funny you should mention that because many years ago, about 30 years ago, in San Francisco, I fell in love with a brand new housing unit that was built for low-income housing. And they were beautiful homes, and I just felt like I had to live in it. I had to have it, and the feeling was so strong, I was visualizing it.
Yes.
Well, it wasn't easy to jump through the hurdles, and in retrospect, I probably would not have done it, but I did get that house and lived in it for quite a few years, and it was really a wonderful experience. Part of it seemed to be, for me, was the visualization with the emotions. Do you find that that's also something important, to visualize yourself in the house or in that job or whatever it is that you feel that you would like to experience?
Yes, the visualization is just as important as the emotion. It's far too often people don't understand the emotional part of it and just do visualization from what I've seen. And both parts are necessary for the law of attraction to successfully work. Just the emotion part has never really been stressed for most of the books, the most popular books that I've read. They believe they have left that part out, and that's a crucial or critical part of it, I think. Yes. Yeah. The visualization part is important. The fact that it focuses the power to go to what you need to do. Like, for example, if you have a magnifying glass, let's say you have sunlight outside, but the sun is just shining outside. When you have a magnifying glass under that sun, it focuses that light to a specific point. So if you think about it, if you just have emotion but no visualization, that's like random energy. That's not going anywhere. But once you have a thought associated with that emotion, then that thought focuses that energy into a specific area which you want it to manifest. So that's something that I really wanted to make clear with people, and it's just a lot of confusion, in terms of where the emotion comes in, and how thought plays a factor into all of this.
Now, what if people don't have a feeling or an emotion behind what they want? Is that maybe that's something that they don't really, that they want intellectually, they want a new Mercedes or something. Well, maybe that's just a little bit of greed and avarice, and they don't really want that. They really want maybe something that's more emotionally fulfilling, a trip with a relative or taking the kids to Disneyland or something. How do you deal with people who don't have emotion about their desires?
Well, let's just put it this way: if you don't have emotion behind a specific something or desire that you want, it's not likely it's something that you truly really want.
Right.
Because one of the first steps in the law of attraction, which I go through more in the book, is you have to decide clearly what it is you want, and this isn't just something you want; it has to be like a true heart's desire. It can't just be any specific random thing. If you don't have any emotion really behind something you want, it's likely that it's something that you don't really want in your heart.
Right.
And so by the law of attraction, you're probably not going to successfully manifest it into your reality.
That makes total sense. Now, what part what do beliefs play in sabotaging and limiting our ability to find what we desire or to manifest what we want, like self-doubts and insecurities and lack of self-esteem?
To me, beliefs are at the core of just everything that we experience in our lives. And that may sound like a real simple statement, but it goes much deeper. I mean, if I can just say that every person walking on this earth, where you are, what you're doing at any given time, the house you're living in or the circumstances that you're in, has everything to do with what you believe in, your beliefs. And beliefs are created by a consistent and repetitious thought associated with emotion over and over and over again. It has everything to do with, let's say, the religion that you follow, whether you have a religion or not. And if you have a religion, what religion you're associated with. The kind of car you drive, the kind of school you go to, the kind of house you live in, the neighborhood you live in, the city you live in. All this can be traced back to your beliefs, your core beliefs. If you really think about it. And so if you have the belief, if you have the feeling of belief that, you have what it takes to succeed, you have what it takes to get a good job and things of the sort, you're always motivated. The circumstances will always work in your favor, which most of the time they bring you what you want. But if you always have the belief that the economy is terrible, which it is for most of us, but if the belief that the economy is so bad that there's no way for you to get ahead, or other things of the sort, that those kind of beliefs will very limit you in what you're able to accomplish, or motivate or not motivate you to get out and take action and do the necessary things to get ahead. And so the bottom line is beliefs are just so important. I mean, if you have to break down everything about anything, whether it's law of attraction, any kind of success principles, if you think about it, it all really comes back to this concept.
Well, that also makes a lot of sense. Now, one of the things that I found kind of, let's just say, a negative aspect of this whole movement of the law of creation and the, various DVDs that came out and made lots of money, was that we live in such a corrupt and greed-filled world. What is to prevent people from just using this to get more stuff at the expense of other people?
Well, here's a concept that's rarely talked about, even in most books that I've seen. If you can understand the fact that we are all from one source, that we're all created from one source. Now, this doesn't really depend on what religion you're in, because I think all the religions kind of come back to this, that we're all from one source. So this is independent of any religion. So if you understand that we're all from one source of energy, all of human beings. And so since we're all connected as human beings, even though we're not related necessarily by blood, but we're connected from a cosmic point of view. We're all connected.